Hare Krishna. Am I audible?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupah Kadamayam Dati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Uttapatagamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lita Shri Vishakmanvitamscha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. So welcome back to the session 11 of the Master the Basics of Sanskrit Grammar and Sahitya. Shuklam Baradharam Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasanna Dhyayet Sarva Vignopashantaye Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada Yenakshara Samamnaya Madhigamya Maheshwarat Kritsnam Vyakaranam Proktam Tasmai Paninaye Namaha Vakyakaram Vararuchim Bhashyakaram Patanjalim Paninim Sutrakaram Cha Pranatosme Munitrayam Vagarthaviva Sampriktau Vagartha Pratipattaye Jagatah Pitaro Vande Parvati Parameshwarau Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Okay. Yes, so we will just quickly revise all the Visarga Sandhis that have been already taught. So, first of all, the last Sandhi, in the last Sandhi, we also saw Visarga Refadesha Sandhi and Visarga Ukaradesha Sandhi. So, in Visarga Ukaradesha Sandhi, there are some steps you have to follow. Here, I have just given the example of Lakshmana and Api. The ending letter Purva Varnaha is Akaraha, Visargaha is Madhya Varnaha, and Paravarnaha is again Akara. So the Ukara Desha Sandhi rules are that Purva Varna should be Akara, Visarga should be Visargaha, and Paravarna can be Akaraha or either any of the Mridu Gyanjanam. And then Adeshaha will be Ukaraha at the place of Visargaha. So the step one is that whenever this type of words you see and this type of conditions you see, then the Visarga will be, first of all, the step one is that the Visarga Ukaradesha Sandhi will happen and the Visarga will be transformed into Ukara. So it will become Lakshmana and U and Api. Lakshmana plus U plus Api. Then later on, again the other sandhis will be applied, other swara sandhis. So Lakshmana U, it will become Lakshmano. A plus U according to Guna Sandhi chart you can see here. So A plus U becomes Okaraha. So it will become Lakshmano. And again because A is Paravarnaha still, so the second swara sandhi, the next swara sandhi, Pura Rupa sandhi will be applied here. And that will become Lakshmanopi. Okay, Lakshmanopi. So Okaraha is falling at the end of a pada and Paravarna is Akaraha. That's why the Adesha will be Purva Purva Rupa, the Varna which is there in the Purva, the previous word, that will actually replace both of the Purva Varna and Paravarna. The step one will happen compulsorily whenever these things are there. And step two will also happen because Akar, U, when they happen, then Okara definitely happens. But the step three is, whenever the Paravarna is Rasvakaraha, then only Pururupa Sandhi will be applied. Otherwise, what will happen? Guna Sandhi will be applied and then the process stops there. Okay, that's the final product. Okay. And now we studied Lopa Sandhi, the four cases which comes under the category of Lopa Sandhi and Ukara Desha Sandhi and Repha Desha Sandhi. So we saw that. Repadesha Sandhi, the Pura Varna should be all the swaras except Akara and Akara. Madhya Varna should be Visargaha. And Paravarna can be any swara and any Mridu Vyanjanam. So Adesha will be what? The Madhya Varna will be replaced by Refaha. And yeah. So this is just an overview of Visarga Sandhi. Okay, this is a very good chart. You can take a note of it. Very helpful chart. So Purva Varna, see, I have just given the notations here. So red, the arrows which are actually marked with red color, those are indicating the rules of Lopa Sandhi. So you see here, in Purva Varna we have Akaraha, and Paravarna, if there is Akaraha or ich means vowels other than the Akaraha. Okay, so you know all the Akara and E, U and other pratyaharas. Okay, so all these swaras except Akara, except Akaraha, then what will happen? The Akaraha will be deleted. So it will become Arjuna Uvacha. Then the other things like, for example, if Akara is Puravanna, then Hush is there. Then it will become Namo Namaha. Then if Puravanna is Akaraha, then there actually Ukara Desha here Ukara Desha Sandhi will happen. Okay, so it should be in orange color, that one. Anyway, so then the Akaraha Puravarna is there. Okay, then the Paravarna, if there is anything, okay, if there is any swara and any the Mridu Vyanjanam, then the Akara will also be dropped. So Jana Agachanti, Guna Guneshu. Then similarly, Pura Varna, if there is each other vowels and Akarha and Akarha not there, then there will be Refa Desha. So Guru Radihi, Guru Reva, Guru Dham. Paravarna can be Akaraha, all the swaras and the Hush Varnas. Okay, all the Bridhavinji. Yes, so in that way, this is the just summarization of all the Visarga Sandhis. You can also take the help of this chart. Okay. And wherever there is this pratyaharas we mentioned, take the help of Maheshwar Sutrani, this one, and you can understand which varnas are counted by that particular pratyahara. Okay. So today we will get into the Visarga Sakara Desha Sandhi. Okay. Visarga Sakara Desha Sandhi. Now, what is the meaning of Visarga Sakara Desha? Visarga Sakara Desha is a result of sound transformation. Visarga Sakara Desha means that Visargaha is actually replaced by Sakaraha. Visargaha is replaced by Sakara. And here Visarga gets transformed. Okay, so this is the chart. This is the Koshtakam for Visarga Sakara Desha Sandhi. Purva Varnaha, if there is Visarga, and Paravarnaha, there is Chakaraha, Chakaraha, Takaraha, Thakaraha, Takaraha, and or Thakaraha. Then the Adeshaha will be Sakaraha. Sakaraha will come in the place of Visargaha. And Purva Varnaha, the Visargaha can be associated with any swara. Can be associated with any of these swaras. So there are no such rules in the Sakara Desha Sandhi that it has to be only Akaraha or Akaraha or any other swaras. But it can be applied to any swaras. And if Visarga is there and Padavarna is Chakara, Chakara, Takara, Thakara, Takara, Thakaraha, then the Sakara Adesha will happen. And if Purva Varnaha, we have again Visargaha, and Paravarnaha, if there is Shakaraha, Shakaraha, Sakaraha, then the Adesh will also be Sakaraha, and it will come in the replacement of Visargaha. And the Adesha, the optional, it is an optional form. So sometimes we can, even if we are intending to make the Sandhi, then also we can put that form with applying the Sakara Desha or without applying the Sakara. Just as the Visarga is there, as it is, we can just leave it. So that also we can tell that, okay, Visarga is being, the Sandhi is actually been applied. Okay. So Sakaradesha Sandhi. Where is the rule? Yes. So when Visargaha is followed by a Karkasha Vyanjanam, except Ka, Kha, Pa, Pha, Visargaha is Pa, Pha, and Visargaha is substituted with Sakara. So when Visargaha is followed by any of the Karkasha Vyanjanam, or any of the Karkasha Vyanjanam, except Kakaraha, Khakaraha, Pakaraha, and Phakara, then only Visarga will be substituted with the Sakara. Okay. Now we will get into the examples. So when Visarga is followed by Karkasha Vyanjanam, except, okay, the Sakara will happen. Now Balaha Tatra. Balaha Tatra. So Visargaha is followed by, here Visarga is associated with Akaraha and is followed by a Karkasha Vyanjanam, that is Takara. Takara is a Karkasha Vyanjanam. And that's why the Visarga will be replaced by Sakara. Sakara Desha will happen. And it will become Balas Tatra. Okay, Balas Tatra. Then Harihi Tarati. So Harihi Tarati, we have Visargaha is there as Puravarnaha, and Takara is again Karkasha Vyanjana. So that's why the Sakara Desha will happen. It will become Haris Tarati. Balaha Tatra will become Balas Tatra, and Harihi Tarati becomes Haris Tarati.
सकारादेशसन्धेः उदाहरणं हरिः तरति। हरिः इत्यत्र अन्त्यस्य विसर्गस्य, तरति इत्यस्य आदिवर्णे तकारे परे सकारादेशः भवति, हरिस्तरति.
Okay, so this is the rule of the Visarga Sakaradesha Sandhi. Okay, now there are some there are some more modifications. Even the Sakaraha is applied to the Visarga. So Visarga is replaced by Sakaraha. That is done. And after Sakara is actually there. So then also there are some more modifications. What are those modifications and when those modifications will be applied? When those modifications will happen? What are the nimittas? What are the possibilities? When those conditions will be there, then only after the more modifications will be applied. So that we have to take note of it. Okay. So like similarly like Ukara Desha only, in that way the more modifications will happen. So in Ukara Desha, Ukara was there, then Guna Sandhi was applied, then again Pura Rupa Sandhi was applied. Now the first additional the modification which happens is that when Visargaha is followed by Cha, Cha, Sha, after Sakara is formed, it is further converted to Sha according to the rules of Shutva Sandhi. Now here you take the example of Shishuhu plus Shete. So according to the rule of Visarga Sakara Desha Sandhi, because Visarga is being followed by Visarga is being followed by Shakara. So the second case, if you see here, second. So Shakaraha is there as the Paravarnaha and Visarga is, the Puravarnaha. So that's why Sakara Desha will happen. Okay, Sakara Desha will happen. And then Sakara Desha, after it happens, there is another rule under the category of Vyanjan Sandhi. Under the category of Vyanjan Sandhi, this is the table. Take a note of it. Okay, this is the table. So in Shutva Sandhi, what is the rule? If Purvavarnaha, we have Sakaraha, and Paravarnaha, we have Shakaraha, and full of Chavarga. Cha, Cha, Ja, Ja, Nya. Okay, see, Purvavarnaha, if we have Sakaraha, and Paravarna, if we have Shakaraha, or any of the Chavarga, any of the letters which come under the Chavarga, then the Adesha will be Shakara. Okay, then the Adesha will be Shakara. So here Shishuhu Sa Shete is there. And the Purvavarnaha is Sakaraha. Okay, Purvavarnaha, there is Sakaraha which has come actually by the help of Visarga Sandhi rule. So by Visarga Sakara Desha Sandhi, Sakara is being applied in the place of Visarga. And then after that, because Sakara is there, and as Puravarnaha, and Paravarnaha, we have what? Shakaraha again. So that's why the Adesha will be what? The Sakaraha will be transformed into Shakara. So in the place of Sakaraha, Shakaraha will come. And that's why it will become Shishushete. Shishushete. So the Danta Sakaraha will not be there. Danta Sakaraha will be actually transformed into Talu Shakara. So it will become Shishushete. Then Yuvakaha Chalati becomes Yuvakash Chalati. Krishnaha Chhatraha becomes Krishna Chhatra. So I will explain later. So this is the thing. See, Purva Varnaha, any letter is there, any vowel, and Visargaha is there. And Paravarna, if we have Chakaraha, Chakaraha, or Shakara. If we have these three letters as Paravarna, then only the first of all the Sakara Desha Sandhi will happen. And after Sakara Desha Sandhi, if Paravarnas are these Chakara, Chakara, Shakara, then only Shrutva Sandhi will be applied. Otherwise, Shrutva Sandhi will not be applied. Okay, here we have how many letters? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But here, if there are only three letters, okay, Cha, Cha, Sha, then only after Sakara Desha Sandhi is applied, then only Shrutva Sandhi will be applied after Sakara Desha Sandhi is has already happened. So after Visarga is transformed into Sakaraha, then Sha takes place of Sa. So step 1 is what? Visarga is transformed into Sa by Visarga Sakara Desha Sandhi. And step 2 is if Paravarnaha is Chakaraha, Chakaraha, Shakaraha, then further modification will happen. And Sa into Sha. Sa will become Sha by the Vyanjan Sandhi rule. So through this chart, step 1 happens. And through this chart, step 2 happens. Example 1. Yuvakaha Chalati. Yuvakaha Chalati. So Visargaha is being followed by Chakara. Okay, Paravarna we have Chakaraha and Puravarna there is Visarga. So Adesha will be what? The step 1 will be what? The step 1 will be that the Sakaraha will actually come in the place of Visarga. Okay, and it will become Yuvakas Chalati. Yuvakas, then Yuvaka, Sa and Chalati. Refer chart number 1. This is the thing. Then step 3 is what? Yuvaka, Sa into Shakara. Plus Chalati. So Shrutva Sandhi is telling if Sakara is Puravarnaha and Paravarna, we have any of the Paravarnas there, Shakaraha or whole Chavarga, then the Adesha will be Sha. Then the Adesha will be Sha. So Sakara will be converted into Shakaraha. It will become Yuvakash Chalati. Okay, Yuvakash Chalati. And we should have only three Varna. What you tell? 3 of the Vyanjanas, Chakara, Chakara and Shakara. Okay, so then only the Visargaha will be eventually transformed into Shakara. Okay. Next example, Krishnaha Chhatra. Now here Visarga is transformed into Sakara, okay, by the rule of Sakara Desha Sandhi. Then after Sakara Desha Sandhi happens, the Chakara we have, Chakara as Paravarna. So that's why the step 3 will be what? The Sakara will be transformed into Shakara by the help of Shrutva Sandhi. Because Paravarna is what? Paravarna is Chakara. So Sakara will be transformed into Shakara. And it will become Krishnash Chhatraha. Krishnash Chhatraha. Example number 3. Shishuhu plus Shete. So Visargaha, first of all, the step will be that Shishuhu, the Visarga will be transformed into Sakaraha by the Visarga Sakara Desha Sandhi. Because Paravarnaha is what? Shete. Sha is there. And that's why it will become the Visarga will be transformed into Sakara. And because we have now Sakara by the help of Visarga Sandhi, then by the help of Shrutva Sandhi, the Sakara will be transformed into Shakara, because Puravarna there should be Sakara and Paravarna there should be Shakara. So it will become Shishushete. Shishushete. These are the 3 examples. Any questions here? This is the further modification which happens only when the Paravarna is actually Cha, Cha, Cha and Sha. Then only the mode modification will happen after the Sakara Desha Sandhi is being applied. Any questions here? Any doubt?
Prabhu, this Shutva Sandhi, it's a different category of Sandhi, like it's not showing in the list.
Shutva Sandhi is a name of Sandhi, Prabhu, and it is coming under the category of Vyanjan Sandhi. Vyanjan Sandhi we will be studying after Visarga Sandhi is completed.
Okay.
And later on we will study, but because this rule was actually, because it will come in the Visarga Sandhi, that's why I introduced this topic about Shutva
Okay.
Sandhi.
Thanks. Mhm.
But actually Shutva Sandhi is very big Sandhi, and there are more cases, more rules are there. So you can see this, I have actually hide it.
Mhm.
I have by the, by some boxes, I have hide those rules
Yeah.
because presently we don't need them. We don't need to get to those rules, but after Visarga Sandhi is completed, I will discuss that Sandhi extensively. But presently we need the help of only those particular rules. So, Purvavarna, if there is Sakara, Paravarna, there can be Shakara or any Chavarga, then the Adesha will be Shakara.
Thanks, Prabhu.
Okay, by the examples, everyone is getting it, no? Yuvakaha Chalati, Krishna Chhatra becomes Krishna Chhatra. Then Shishu Shete becomes Shishu Shete. Now, where the Shakara is Paravarna, Adesha can be like Sakara can happen, and then Shutva Sandhi will happen, so it will become Shishu Shete. So, what happens? The Adesha here, you can see there's that type of hash. So, it's optional. If Sandhi is applied of Sakara Adesha, then only Shutva Sandhi will be applied. If we don't want to apply Sakara, if we want to don't apply the Sakara Adesha, the Sakara should not actually come in the place of Visarga, then we can also give, there is another optional form for that particular word. So I will discuss it later. But first of all, understand that Adesha, Sakara Adesha will happen first of all in the place of Visarga, then Sakara will be transformed into Shakara by the help of Shutva Sandhi. Another rule. Sakara Desha plus Shtutvam. So, similarly, when Visarga is followed by Ta, Tha, Sha, the resulting Sakara is further converted to Shakara according to the rules of Shtutva Sandhi. So, before we saw Shtutva Sandhi, now we are seeing Shtutva Sandhi. So, Visarga, if Purvavarna there is Visarga, and Paravarna if there is Takara, Thakara, and Shakara. Okay. Then all of these Paravarnas could be there, and Sakara Adesh only will happen. But specifically, we are talking about further modification. That's why we have to understand, we will take only those Paravarnas, Takara, Thakara, and Shakara, not Shakara, Shakara. Then the Adesha will be what? The Visarga will be transformed into Sakara. First of all, this is the first step. Okay. Then after that, the Shtutva Sandhi rule will be applied here. So there is a Shtutva Sandhi under the category of Vyanjan Sandhi. So this is another Vyanjan Sandhi rule, Shtutva Sandhi. So if Paravarna we have Takara, Thakara, Shakara, then only the further modification will happen. If we don't have those varnas, then the further modification will not happen for the Shtutva Sandhi. Okay. So Shtutva Sandhi will be applied only for those Paravarnas. Then see, I will just see. So any vowel if we have and Visarga is there, and Paravarna if we have Thakara and Shakara. So after Visarga is transformed into Sa, Sha takes place of Sakara. So step 1 is Visarga is transformed into Sakara by Visarga Sakara Desha Sandhi. Step 2, if Paravarna is Takara, Thakara, Shakara, then further modification will happen. Sakara will be converted into Shakara by Vyanjan Sandhi. So this chart is the step 1 and this is the chart for the step 2. Okay, example number 1. Dayamanaha Tittibihi. Dayamanaha Tittibihi. So the Visarga is getting transformed into sakara by the help of visarga sakara desha sandhi. Okay, so this rule is applied. Okay, this is the first step, the step number 2. Then the sakaraha is actually transformed into shakaraha by the help of ashtutva sandhi. So refer chart number 2. Sakaraha, if we have puravarna, paravarna, if we have shakaraha, then the adesha will be, sorry, here the paravarna is takaraha here, sorry. So paravarna, if there is takaraha, then the adesha will be shakara. So sakara will be transformed into shakara. So that is the then the final product will be dayamanash tittibihi. Okay, paravarna we have takaraha, that's why sakara will be transformed into shakara. And here the adesha shakara is there, so vyanjana is like we have to put the stroke. There is a mistake here. The stroke has not been put below the consonant. Example number 2. Dhanuhu thankate. Dhanuhu thankate. So dhanuhu visarga is there as puravarna. Then paravarna we have tha. So then adesha will be sakara. So visarga will be transformed into sakara by the help of visarga sakara adesha sandhi. So it will become dhanu sa thankate. Step number 3, dhanu sa into shakaraha plus thankate. So why sakara will be converted into shakaraha? Because puravarna is sakara and paravarna is what? Tha. Paravarna is tha here, tha vyanjanam. That's why the adesha will be shakaraha will be come in the position of sakara. So it will become dhanush thankate. Dhanush thankate. So this is the whole process of shtutva sandhi. Example number 3. Harihi plus shashtaha. Harihi plus shashtaha. Harihi visargaha we have as puravarna. Paravarna is shakara. Okay. So this one, case number 2. So shakaraha is there, that's why sakara adesha will happen. And the sakara will come in the place of visargaha. It will become hari sa plus shashta. Step number 3, hari sa into shakara. So when there is takara, thakara and shakara, then only further modification will happen by shtutva sandhi. So sakara will be converted into shakaraha by the help of shtutva sandhi. Paravarna we have shakaraha, that's why. So paravarna, if there is shakara and the whole tavarga, na, then the adesha will be shakara. So it will become harish shaktaha. Okay, harish shaktaha. So
Prabhu, in step 2, like why step 2 comes into picture? Because step 2 is like where Hari, Sha plus Shashta. So it's like there is no visarga. But why are we applying step 2 then?
Yeah, it just there is some process. You can just take step 1 and step 2. No need to have step 3 steps. But because the visarga is getting transformed, and I just wanted to highlight that visarga is getting transformed into sakaraha. That's why those type of in that way steps are written. So because I am breaking the hari and visarga and shashta, so that's it. But just there are 2 steps only. You can remember in that way, that the visarga is transformed into sakara and sakara will be converted into shakara and it will become harishashta.
Hare
Okay.
Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, will it not be conflict with Ukaradesh and Refadesh Sandhi, because there is also Mridhu Vyanjan, Sha, Sa, this all comes.
Yeah. I will tell you. I will. So there is some exception there. So for Refadesha, if there is Refadesha, then this will not be applied. I will tell you later. But until now, if you just see that if chakara, chakara, takara, thakara is there, and takara, thakara, sha, sa is there, then these rules will be right.
Prabhu, Chutwa and Chutwa both are almost same concept.
Rojish, Shrutva and Shrutva are same.
Yeah, same, isn't it?
Could you please
For both Sakara becomes Shakara.
Could you please explain through how they are same?
Sakara, earlier Sandhi, you say Sakara, then it becomes Shakara later. If it is cha, the 3, cha, the other one more. Here also, ta also, the same sha becomes sha. What is the difference between this one and the earlier?
In Shrutva Sandhi, Paravarnaha should be Shakaraha and whole Cha Varga.
Okay.
In Shrutva Sandhi, Paravarna should be Shakaraha of Murdhanya Varna. There are three sibilants. It's like Sha, Sha, Sa, and Ha. So in Shrutva Sandhi, Paravarna should be Sha, not Sha. And whole Ta Varga should be there. In Shrutva Sandhi, we have Cha Varga. In Shrutva Sandhi, we have Ta Varga. How can they be same? They are different. And the Adeshas are also different. Okay, so next additional thing. These are the two things, okay? If the Takara, Takara, Shakara is there, then the Visarga will be first of all transformed into Sakara, then the Shakara will come in the place of Sakara, and then it will become Harish Sashta. Okay. Now, next rule is that when Visarga is transformed into, when Visarga is followed by the letters Sha, Sha, Sa, Sakara Desha is optional, even when the intent of making the Sandhi is there. So, the Tataha plus Suryam, Tataha plus Suryam. So, what will happen that because we don't, any of the Shrutva Sandhi will not be applied because the parameters, the Paravarna is not there. And that's why, because there is no Paravarna, which is like, there is no Sakara as Paravarna. And that's why the Sakara Desha Sandhi will be applied and Shrutva Sandhi will not be applied. Okay. So it will become Tatas Suryam. And the second case, if you see, so whenever Paravarna is Shakaraha, or Sakaraha, then the Adeshaha will be Sakara Desha will be optional. Okay. We can either put the Sakaraha or either we can actually put the Visarga. We can just put the Visarga. So Payaha Shitalam. So Payash Shitalam. Okay. So by the help of Shrutva Sandhi, the Visarga will be transformed into Sakara Desha. Then because Sha is there as Paravarnaha, so that's why Shrutva Sandhi will be applied and it will become Payash Shitalam. Then by the help of the Sakara Desha Sandhi, the Adesha is optional. So either we can write Payash Shitalam or also we can write Payaha Shitalam. Then Skanda Shanmukha. So Shakar, the Visargaha will be transformed into Sakaraha, Sakara will be transformed into Shakaraha by the Shtutva Sandhi. So then it will become Skanda Shanmukha. Then Adeshaha will be optional. Okay. Either we can write Skanda Shanmukha or Skanda Shanmukha, both are correct. So both forms are correct. Ramaha Charati becomes Ramash Charati. Ramaha Chotayati becomes Ramash Chotayati. Shantish Shantihi, it's optional. These all forms are optional. Either we can write Ramash Charati or either just we can no, for Charati there is no, only for Shanti there is. So Ramash Charati is there is no another form, and Ramash Chotayati also there is no another form. But for Shanti there are two forms. Okay. Either we can apply the Sandhi, the Sakara Desha Sandhi we can apply after Visarga is transformed. Then later on the Shrutva Sandhi will be applied. So it will become Shanti. So that's why sometimes whenever I'm speaking Om Shanti, so I'm applying there Shakara. But we can also tell Om Shanti. Like this also we can tell, no problem. So both forms are there. Then Ramaha Tikate. So by Shtutva Sandhi it will become Ramash Tikate. Then Ramaha Thakuraha. So it will become Ramash Thakuraha. Then Manas Shashthani. So here, because there is Shakaraha as Paravarnaha, so that's why the Visargaha will be first of all transformed into sakara, then sakara will be transformed into shakara by the shtutva sandhi, and then the forms are optional. So either we can apply the that shakara manashasthani, or either we can just tell manaha shashtha. Both forms are correct. Then ramaha tarati. So ramas tarati. Then ramas thudati. So it will become ramas thudati. Then ramas sarati. Here again paravarna is sakara, and that's why the sandhi, which we are actually the forms, they are optional. We can either tell ramas sarati or ramaha sarati. Both forms are correct. Just here, any vowel, if there is there, and sakara will be first of all transformed into, like visarga will be transformed into sakara. If paravarna is takara, thakara, sakara, and there will be no further modification by Vyanjan Sandhi. Why? Because we don't have the other Vyanjanas like the chakara, chakara, and takara, takara, and shakara and shakara. So that's why we don't have those paravarnas. That's why the sakara, that adesha will happen by that sandhi, and then no further modification will happen by Vyanjan Sandhi. Just like this tata sodium. Buddhi tada becomes buddhis tada. Because takara is there, that's why no Vyanjan Sandhi. Then prahuhu tan becomes prahustan. Buddhehe tada becomes buddhis tada. Then anayoho tattvadarshibhihi. Anayos tattvadarshibhihi. Okay? Yes. So this is the overview of the Visarga Sandhi. Here, where the Visarga, where is the that things there in this chart? So you see here. If So if we have Puravarna, we have any swara. If we have any swara, and Paravarna, if we have cha, cha, sha. Okay, cha, cha, sha is there. Then first of all, the sakara adesha will happen, and by the help of the visarga, the Vyanjan Sandhi, there will be modification. It will become shaka. So ramascha becomes ramascha. Then if there is ta, third sha, then it will become ramasa tikate. It will become ramash tikate. Then if there is only ta, tha, sha, then there will be no further modification by any of the Vyanjana. It will become ramas, namaste, for example. Namahate becomes namaste. Okay. Yes, any questions? Is it clear for everyone? Okay, then later on, the fifth subdivision of Visarga Sandhi is called Jivvamuliyaha Upadmaniya Sandhi. When I was discussing about this Jivvamulya Upadmaniya in Varna Vichara, so I just told that the Visarga is actually optionally, we can pronounce them as half Visarga. So actually, because there's a change of sound, so it's a result of sound transformation. So Visargaha is replaced by Jivvamuliyaha or Upadmaniya. Here Visarga gets transformed. So Balaha Karoti, then Jivvamuliya is happening. Why? Because Kakara is there as Paravarna, and it will become Balah Karoti. So Puravarna, if we have any of the Visarga associated with any of the swaras, and Paravarna, if we have Kakara or Kakara, then the Adesha will be Jivvamuliya. Okay, but the signs are same only. But then if we have visarga followed by paravarna, the pa and pha, then the upadmaniya will actually take place. Okay, so there is just a transformation of sound here, but the letters are same. But when we are coming across to those type of examples, then we have to change our, we have to pronounce those letters differently. Pronounce those visarga differently. Not full visarga, but only half visarga. So, jivamulya bala kaha. There is some type of like kah, like the bala kaha. Sevakah khanati. Sevakah khanati. Okay. Anta puram. Upadmaniya, there is somewhat like a phakara sound. Somewhat like phakara sound. And it will become antapuram. Antapuram. Then taruf phalati. Taruf phalati. So that there is this phakara sound. So this type of sound transformation is happening. And when visarga is followed by ka or kha and pa or pha, visarga is optionally substituted by jivvamuliyaha and upadmaniyaha respectively. This is an optional rule. So like balah karoti becomes balah karoti. Tarunaha khanati becomes tarunah khanati. Then Krishna pivati. Then vriksha palati. So there is, we are pronouncing only half visarga. So it will become vriksha palati.
जिह्वामूलीयसन्धेः उदाहरणं बालः करोति बालः इत्यत्र अन्त्यस्य विसर्गस्य करोति इत्यस्य आदिवर्णे ककारे परे जिह्वामूलीयः आदेशः भवति बालः करोति.
Okay, balah karoti. When we are pronouncing the visarga only half, then it becomes balah karoti. Okay, any questions until now? In Jivamuli, I explained this, so there is no big much thing. But just one thing, that this Jivamuli Upadmaniya is actually a sandhi, another sandhi under the category of Visarga sandhi. The letters are same, but the sound actually is differently pronounced. So Visarga we are just putting only half. So it will become Rama Karoti. Now there is an extra note here that what happens, yes, Jivvamuliya does not occur when Visarga is followed by Ksha. Jivvamuliya does not occur when Visarga is followed by Ksha. This is a very important rule to remember while chanting shlokas, so that Visarga is pronounced fully and not in half. So we don't have to pronounce Rama Kshatriya. No, that is wrong. Because Kakara is a part of Kshakaraha. Kakaraha is a part of Kshakaraha Samyuktakshara. That's why the Visargaha should not be pronounced as Jivvamulya. But Visarga will be pronounced fully. Ramaha Kshatriyaha, Kshamaha Kshama, Dakshinaha Kshaminam Varaha, like that. Dakshinaha Kshaminam Varaha. So in that way, we have to pronounce the Visarga fully. Tritihi Kshama, Kshamaha Kshamaha. So this is a special rule under the category of Jivvamulya and the Upadmaniya. When the Kakar is a part of Ksha Samyuktakshara, then such type of rule is actually found. But Kakara, when it is part of any other Samyuktakshara, then the Visarga, then the Jivvamulya is actually taking place. But only when the Kshakara is there as Paravarnaha, then only the Jivvamulya does not occur. But if Kakara is a part of any other Samyuktakshara, then the Jivvamulya will occur optionally. So Visargat Kakara Khakara Ityetayoho Varnayoho Parayoho Visargasya Sthane Jivvamulya Vikalpena Bhavati. Balah Karoti Devadattah Khanati Ramah Karoti Ramah Khanati. vriksha phalati, Rama pathati, taru phalati. Okay. So there is a change. You see, taruhu phalati and taru phalati. Little bit hakara sound is coming, but still it's not full visarga. Like taruhu phalati, taru phalati. So in that way, our visarga sandhi is completed. Okay, so those the color, the brown color, which is indicated. So the whenever akaraha or akaraha or ich, the vyanjana, sorry, swara is there, and the visarga is there. So then the visarga is actually transformed into jivamulya or visarjaniya, duhkam or jivamulya. In duhkam there is a exceptional rule. Okay, so it could be, yeah, this, because it's an optional rule, that's why they're telling Jivamuli or maybe just Visarjaniya. So now both our forms are correct. So Kakara or Khakara with the Visarga is followed, then it will be Jivamulya sound it will come, or it could be just because it's optional, so that's why. Then if Pakara or Phakara is there, so then the Punaha. Okay, Punaha, or it could be just, we can tell Punaha. Both forms are correct. So this is the Jivamulya and Upadmaniya. Option Visarjaniya when Shar follows Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Yes.
Visarjaniya means optional, Prabhuji.
Visarjaniya means Visarga. Visarjaniya means Visarga. Another name for Visarga is Visarjaniya. Okay, this is the summarization of all of the Visarga Sandhi rules. Okay, you see, all of the Visarga Sandhi rules are there in this chart. Even the Guna Guneshu, the Visarga is getting lopaha. Then the Ukaraha. Ukara is actually becoming Okara. So that is Ukara Desha Sandhi applied. Then Refa Desha Sandhi, that is in green color. Yes, Refa Desha Sandhi. So Guru, each is there as Pura Varnaha and Visarga is there. Then Visarga will be transformed into Rakaraha. If Paravarna is Akaraha, Akaraha, or the each, all these swaras. And also the hush, but except rakara, refaha, or the visarga, the refadesha will happen. But when there will be refaha, then there is an exception that the hari ramate, in hari ramate, the ikara is there, rasva ikara, and paravarna there is refaha. So that's why this rule will not be applied, and there will be lopaha, lopa sandhi will be applied. So lopa sandhi will occur here, and the purva varna ikaraha will be elongated. So it will become hari ramate, puna ramate, punaha ramate becomes puna ramate. Then exception is there, so that is the part of the for the lopa sandhi and for the other sandhis. So for the so aham, it will become. Then sa eva, sa harihi, esha ramate, sa keshava. So that is the whole thing. Okay, ukaraha adesha will happen. So when there will be akara following that.
Yeah. Prabhuji, here Namo Namaha is also comes under orange, no?
Namo Namaha.
Okay.
Yes,
Ukara.
Namo Namaha is coming under the category of ukara adesha.
Orange. Okay.
Yes, orange. Where it is here. There is a mistake through here. Namo Namaha is coming under the category of the ukara adesha. Similarly, Manoramate. Manaharamate becomes Manoramate. Yeah, here you see this one. So the Shanti. So Shanti. So when I was telling about that one, Sakaraha, if there is Shakaraha or Sakaraha, the visarga is being followed, then that one sandhi, sakara desha sandhi will be optional. Sakara desha sandhi will be optional. Through this chart you can get here. So if the visarga is followed by shakara, shakara, sakara, then there are two forms. Sakara desha will happen, okay, and then after modifications will happen if the sakara is not there, but shakara and shakara is only there. And then the other option forms is like the other forms are the visarga will stay as it is. Okay, so there are two forms for that. In Bhagavad Gita also you can see many places. Manashashthani Indriyani. You know, Manashashthani Indriyani, I think there in Bhagavad Gita, Mula Sanskritam, they have not applied the Sandhi. Sandhi means that type of Shakara there. But only Manaha and Shashtani is there.
Here, the chart, Prabhuji, the Jibha Muliya,
Yes.
Dukkham.
Dukkham.
So, Dukkham is not optional, no? Means that Visarga or the Jibha Muliya, because it's Kha is a para Varna, Kha. So Kha, yeah.
The Visarga will be in Dukkham if Khar is followed by Shar. So Samadukha Sukha Kshami. In Dukkham, there could be Jivamulya Prabhu. What is the problem?
Both should be there.
Both can be there. It could
Yeah,
be
both.
Dukkham or we can pronounce it Dukkham.
Yeah,
No problem.
not option. Okay.
Yes, yes. So these are the charts, okay, individual charts for the Visarga Sandhi. Lopa Sandhi, Ukara Desha Sandhi, Sakara Desha Sandhi, Refa Desha Sandhi, and then Sakara Desha Sandhi and Jivamulya, Upadmaniya. So presently, under the category of Refa Desha Sandhi, the other options, the other rules, the other cases, don't study that presently. Unnecessary confusion is happening. Okay, so after when I will introduce those topics in the later classes, then I will bring those cases that time. Okay, otherwise unnecessary confusion only happens. So whatever rules are being mentioned, that much you study. Okay, later on when we will study the Namapadas and Avyayas, then I will bring this case that time. So Swara and Visarga Sandhis are completed.
Joy.
Okay, so among the Visarga Sandhis are completed and Swara Sandhis are also completed. Now in Vyanjan Sandhi, we will be covering in the next class some of the Vyanjan Sandhis. Like for example, Shutva Sandhi, Shtutva Sandhi, Anunasika Sandhi, Jastva Sandhi, Chartva Sandhi. Some of the mainly important Sandhis which are seen in Bhagavad Gita that we will actually study in the next class.
Prabhu, the Pura Rupa Sandhi will not be covered, right?
Purva Rupa Sandhi is already covered.
No, Para Rupa. Sorry.
Para Rupa Sandhi will not be covered.
Yeah.
Yeah, Para Rupa Sandhi will not be. We will teach it. Because it is not extensively seen. Only when you are forming some words, when it's in the formation process, usually Pararupa Sandhi is being applied there only. And presently, I don't feel that to be necessary because you don't have that. Presently, I have not teach how to actually apply the pratyayas to the pratipadikas and other, how the word is actually formed. So I have not taught until now. And it will just again unnecessary. There will be like confusion, and we will
Sure,
not have
sure.
proper
Thanks.
knowledge. That's the main. Okay, so still we have half an hour. I thought this class will go until maybe full until like 8:30, but we still have it's just now 8 p.m. only. Half an hour more.
Prabhuji, this thing is not clear. Like this thing, like Shasas are Mridhu Vyanjan also, and they are in Shakara this also they are coming. So there will not be conflict, which should be
Ah.
applied.
What you were telling before, yeah, tell me again, Mataji. I will just bring that thing. Yeah, here, tell me. What is the thing?
Prabhuji, Shas, Sha and Sa, these three are Mridhu Vyanjan also, right?
No, this no, Sha, they are not.
Karkash Vyanjana.
They are Karkasha Vyanjanas, no?
Mm.
These three are Karkasha Vyanjanas. How come
Okay, yes,
Shasa, Mridu Vyanjana? Mridu Vyanjanamas are Yara, Lava, and Hakara. You refer the chart of Mridu Vyanjana? This?
yes, Prabhuji, understood.
Karkash Khar.
Kar,
Yeah,
Chhatatahu, Kapai, Shasa.
yes, Prabhuji, understood. Sorry.
Some devotees who are actually really, really they are studying so much and analyzing, then maybe devotees are experiencing what was the level of like IQ level or intelligence level of Panini. You see how sutras are formed, how the rules are actually told, so scientific and so he was so intelligent. And sometimes when I study even the more high level of grammar, then we can really appreciate Panini. Wow, what a brain he has. More than this Einstein, there's nothing actually in front of him. Panini was such a great sage and so highly intelligent. How he made the rules so perfectly. There can be no contradiction. There can be no loophole. Completely so perfect, so foolproof.
Agree, Prabhu. What you showed the three charts at the end of teaching of this Sandhi, Visarga and Swara Sandhi. Those two charts shows that how everything is covered.
That one. Yes, the summarization of the whole chart. What is it? This one.
Yeah.
This one.
Yeah.
And you can take the help of the chart. It's very useful. It will be very much useful for you. Purva Varnaha, we have these are the swaras or the, mainly swaras only. And Visarga will be transformed into the respective adeshas. If Paravarnas, we have either Karkasha Vyanjanani or it could be Mridu Vyanjanani or it could be any other swaras. And I have given the notations. If red color, those are noted by red color, it is to low pasandi. If those are by orange, Ukara Desha Sandhi. And green is Refa Desha Sandhi, and black one is Sakara Desha, and brown one is Jivva Mulia and Upadmaniya Sandhi. And yesterday, one devotee was asking, Prabhuji, if Akara is there, then which Sandhi will be applied? So here, through this chart will be very much useful. Okay. So like if Akara is there and Paravan is also Akara, then Ukara Desha will have. If Akara is not there, if Akara, except Akara, some other vowels are there, then the Visarga will be dropped. When the Visarga will be low. So this is everything, whole view you can get. It's very much, you have to revise, you have to work upon.
One observation, Prabhuji, in both the Sandhi, the Swara Sandhi and Visarga Sandhi, the Purva Varna is always is Swara. Of course, the Visarga is always attached to the Swara.
Yes.
So till now, both the charts, the our left hand side or the Purva Varna is always Swara. We have dealt.
Yes. Paravarna, there could be Vyanjana or Swara. Swara.
Yeah.
But
Hmm.
Purva Varna is always Swara. Until now. In Vyanjan Sandhi, it will become different.
Hmm.
Because in Vyanjanam, Vyanjanam is transformed. Vyanjanam is actually replaced by some other letter. So
Hmm.
that's why.
But
Now we have studied the Sandhis. I will request all the devotees, it's becoming very much useful. Those who are attending the practice sessions, you see, devotees are getting so much of help, so much they are grasping now. Whatever they are learning now, it's like theory session, theoretical. After you do more exercise in Bhagavad Gita, so much, you will just realize, oh, Prabhuji, that's Sandhi. And now here we can see that Sandhi, another place that Sandhi, this Sandhi, that Sandhi. In that way, very good practice will happen. So I will request all the devotees to come to the class. It could be morning session or it could be afternoon session hosted by Vasundhara Mataji. Very much useful. Now, I don't know how much you're able to grasp, maybe 50%, 50 or maybe 40%, maybe. I don't know. But then if you do practice perfectly, you will actually understand. And practice, then you will memorize also. Yes, Vasundhara Mataji will speak.
The Purva Varna is Swara in maximum, but in Sakaradesh Sandhi, it's say Visarga is Purva Varna. So before Visarga, it can be Swara or Vyanjana, anything, right?
Yes. Because Visarga is already every time associated with all of these swaras only. But it could be any swara, any of the swara. Then in the Ukara, which one? The Sakara Desha Sandhi, the Purva Varna is only Visarga, which can be associated with any of these swaras only. So then the respective Adeshas will take place. There we do, where the Purva Varna is defined, for example, in the Lopa Sandhi, the Purva Varna is defined that if there is Purva Varna is Akaraha and Paravarna, if there is any other swaras except Akaraha, then the respective Adesha, the Lopa will take place. So there the importance of Akara is given. If Akara is not there, if there is some other Varna, then different Adesha will happen. So, but here in Sakara Desha Sandhi, there is no importance presently for any of the Purva Varna. Vowels, any vowels are there, then that Sandhi will happen.
So Prabhuji,
Yes.
see in the Swara Sandhi, always we built both the Purva and Paravarna, both are Swara.
Yes.
And the Visarga Sandhi, first is Swara and the Para is either Swara or
Or
Vyanjana.
Vyanjan. Yeah.
But in between there is a Visarga.
Yeah. Visarga is. Because Visarga is getting transformed, bro. See, in Visarga Sandhi, what Visarga is getting transformed. Also in one Sandhi, only the after Visarga gets transformed, the Pura Varna gets elongated. That's different story. But here mainly what is happening, Visarga is transformed. So that's why Pura Varna acts like a nimitta. And Paravarna is also acting nimitta. You see here, these three notations which have been given. The one which is highlighted in red color, that is called sthani. Sthani means something which is going to be replaced by some other letter. And nimitta means they are just there in order to make the sandhi happen. They are just present there in order to make the sandhi. So they are acting as nimittas. They are acting as conditions. If conditions are there, then the mood will be up. If that particular entity, if that particular letter is not there, then the adesha will not take place. So both it's like there could be sometimes Paravarna could act as a nimitta, sometimes only Puravarna will act, sometimes both will act, Puravarna and Paravarna both will act as nimittam. But in Visarga Sandhi, usually Paravarna is compulsory. Paravarna should be there. Puravarna sometimes it is there. Puravarna means the Visarga, before Visarga, it could be there or it could not be there. But in Vyanjan Sandhi, sometimes Paravarna is not there. Only Puravarna is there. So Puravarna is acting as nimittam. And then sometimes Paravarna is like only No, nothing should be there. And that is called Paranimita.
So you mean to say in the Vyanjana Sandhi, the Purva Varna is always Vyanjana?
Yeah. Puravarna, it will be always Vyanjanam only, because Vyanjana will get transformed.
And the Paravarna can be Swara or Vyanjana?
Yes, it could be anything.
Hmm.
You will learn through eventually when I will teach this Sandhis.
So if
Yes.
Saha or Eshaha will be there, then this third case of Visarga Lop will be overruled, right?
Yes. Saha and Esha will be there, then the 1 second.
And Visarga Lop, third case, that will overrule.
Yes. So here, if you see the third case, in that if there is Rasvakaram Vina, Anya Swara is there. If any Swara is there, but Rasvaka should not be there, or any Swara or any Vyanjana, then the Visarga Lopa will happen. What will happen if Rasvakara is there? Tell me.
Oh,
Ukara Desha will happen here. You see?
Ukara Desha.
Yes. If Pura Varna, we have Akara associated with any of the words. It could be Sa, Esha, any of the words. And Paravarna, if there is Akara, then Ukara Desha will happen. Then Ukara Desha will convert it to Guna Sandhi, and then Pura Lupa. Now in tomorrow's class, when we will speak about.
I was saying about this one, third case of Lopa Sandhi, Sa and Esha. So if that is there, Sa and Esha, and Vyanjana is there, Vyanjanam.
Okay.
So in Sakara this also can be that case, and in this Lopa Sandhi also. So if that is the case, then Lopa Sandhi will overrule, right?
Understood. Actually, that you are telling. Yeah, low percent will overrule Matra. Correct. So whenever there is a contradiction, but when the scope is confined to some of the words, like for example, third case is there, the Sa Esha, but even though the Vyanjanam in the Sakara Desha is there, so Sakara Desha, even if it is like they are telling if any Visarga is there associated with any of the Swaras. And Sakara and the Paravarna is cha, or any of the, this particular Vyanjanas, or the cha, ta, tha, sha, they are all Vyanjanas. Then the Adesh will be Sakara. But the Sakara Desha Sandhi scope of application is more than Rupa Sandhi. Because Puravarna, there is no definition. Like in that way, which the Visarga should be associated with which Swara, that is not defined. But in Lopa Sandhi, that the definition is given. And the scope is less than the Sakara Desha. That's why in Lopa Sandhi and Sakara Desha, there is that relationship is becoming Utsarga Apavada Bhav. So Utsarga Sutram is what? Utsarga Niyama is what? Sakara Desha.
Sakara Desha.
Apavada Niyama is what?
Lopa
Sandhi. Very nice method. Yes. So this is the thing, you see. Now I have taught. Now you have to contemplate. And you have to do more examination of the other different sandhis you have to see, and you have to see where there is such type of utsarga apavada bhava is happening. Okay, I will give you a task. Who can take the task? Raise your hands. Who will take the task and find out all the utsarga apavada bhavas in all the visarga sandhis? Take that task, and you can make some document file, and we can share with everyone. It will be helpful for you also, and it will be helpful for other devotees. Anyone would take that task? No, Vasundhara Mataji, you are already teaching, no?
Yes, I didn't find any other will. Only two.
I don't want to give you. So, who else? Who can take that task? Sadayogi Prabhu, if you want, you can take that task. Ram Dutsi Mataji, आप लेंगे टास्क ये वाला?
नहीं प्रभु जी, sorry.
Okay, I feel everyone is busy. Everyone is busy like having very busy schedule. That's why. So that okay, bro. Would you like to take that task to establish that relationship between Utsarga and Apavada?
I don't know whether I will able to make it. It need some time to go through. But whenever I go through any chapter, and if I get, I can make note of it and share. My schedule is very tight, bro.
Okay. So we have more time. What could we do? Any suggestions?
Prabhuji,
Mahesh, please.
in this practice session, what do you do? I mean, it's a bit late for me, but what do you really do in the practice sessions?
In practice session, what do we do? So what now I have taught all the Visarga Sandhi and Swara Sandhi. Now in Bhagavad, what I will do, I will take that file of Bhagavad Gita Sandhi Anvaya, that file which I shared with you. So that file only we will take, and we will take one chapter, and in those particular shlokas, okay, in all the, like for example, I will take first chapter. Then the first shloka, one devotee will find all the Visarga Sandhi and Swara Sandhi, if at all they are there in the first shloka. Then second shloka, another devotee will do. Third shloka, another devotee will do. So in that way, in a rotation process, everyone has to actually find out all of the Sandhis in the shlokas. And in that way, it will become very good practice to, locate which Sandhi is being applied, what is the name of the Sandhi, which case is being applied. So if you just work upon them, then eventually you no need to memorize separately. But
okay. It's a bit late for me. The morning session is at 1 a.m.
I see.
And the evening session is at 5 a.m.
I see.
But if I have any questions, I can do it offline.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay. Thank you.
Also, one more thing I would suggest everyone, reach out to other students. Don't be just like, it should not be only with the teacher. Don't like every time, even you can ask definitely, but also it will be very much good that you discuss with other students. When you share the knowledge with others, when you discuss with other students, and that person does not know what you have observed, particularly what I have taught, because everyone is hearing now, and some devotees would have heard that particular concept perfectly, another devotee would have understood that concept perfectly, or maybe some devotees would have understood everything perfect. So reach out to some other students who are conversant and take the help from them. Discuss that these type of examples are coming, which something should be applied here. And anyone is like, does anyone has knowledge of mnemonics? Who has knowledge of mnemonics? You would have utilized in the schools or colleges maybe, because mnemonics is a very good technique to memorize some of the things. So sometimes I also use that mnemonics thing to sometimes grasp the Vyakaran concepts very quickly. Yeah, practice is there, but still.
Okay.
This is also good.
What is that for mnemonics?
Mnemonics, you can also search on the internet. Mnemonics is just simply mnemonics are of many different types actually. So for example, I will just do one quick mnemonic thing here. See, Swara Sandhi, the task is I have to memorize all of the Swara Sandhi. Now what I will do, I will remember, I will do some calculations here, because I have to tell someone what are the seven Swara Sandhis. So Purarupa Sandhi, Pararupa Sandhis are there, and I will try to establish the relationship between some of the components. So Yan Sandhi, Yanta Manta Desha Sandhis are there. Now the divisions, what are the divisions between Swara Sandhi? Two are Ekadesha and two are not Ekadesha and others are Ekadesha. So in Savana Dirgha Sandhi we have and Purna Sandhi, Vriddhi Sandhi is there. So Purna Rupa and Pararupa, these are two, combination, Purna Rupa and Pararupa. Then again the Guna Sandhi is there. So Guna and Vriddhi, these are another two such type of combination, like two group. Then Yan Sandhi and maybe Yanta Manta Desha Sandhi. So by the help of the beginning letter, so Yan and then Ya, Yanta Manta Desha Sandhi. So in that way, I'm just like saying that maybe some through the help of some Vyanjanas or some of the other techniques you can use to memorize sometimes the list or sometimes the different rules in Sandhi. So definitely you would have utilized some of the techniques to memorize some concepts quickly. So mnemonics is just another name which is utilized to memorize some concepts very quickly. So just to establish some relationship between two or three components, or maybe make the mnemonic based on the Vyanjana, the beginning Vyanjana letter. For example, ya is occurring for 2 times. Then the pa is occurring for 2 times. Then ga is va is there. Then sakar is there. So sagava. In that way, maybe some other like some other technique we can apply for memorizing those sandhis. But it's just only for memorization, not for understanding. Yes. Okay. So we have time. What can we do? Anyone has any questions? Anyone needs more clarification?
Prabhu, Chaitanya Ji,
Yes.
Prabhu. Can we see the text 17 from chapter 8 of Bhagavad Gita? There is
17.
yes.
That one. Yeah, please show me. Please.
Yeah, should I show you? Okay, let me.
You can share the screen. Yeah, the class is like officially over. Those devotees who have questions, they can stay back. And those who are interested also, they can stay back.